What's up, everybody? D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla vs. Kong news roundup. We're doing more Godzilla vs. Kong crossovers, posters, and merchandise. Actually, for the most part, the crossovers have stopped. This one's just mostly merchandise and posters. There's a lot of posters here too. This was the back half to the last video that I just recorded. This takes place from April all the way through May of 2021. After this, we'll move on from May until June, but this will catch us up all the way through May. Starting out, there were some monster magnet heads that were released. These are Japanese exclusives. You could win them, I believe, via like lottery or something. There's Godzilla from the Monsterverse, the Burning Godzilla from the Monsterverse, Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong, Ghidorah from the Monsterverse, and this is the stuff that I actually think is a little cooler. It looks a little more accurate, and they're just a little more unique. Shin Godzilla 54, King Goji, and then Singular Point Godzilla. That one's really awesome. Godzilla Ultima. I'm sorry. Apparently, I should have gone to Mexico around the time of Godzilla vs. Kong's release because Carl's Jr. in Mexico released Godzilla vs. Kong toys. That seems really unfair. I think it's really silly, and I saw a lot on Twitter, this notion echoed on Twitter of people being like, how come all of the cool Monsterverse crossover tie-ins, apps, merchandise, it's all overseas? There's like not a lot of American stuff that we get that's unique to us. There are some international Playmates minifigures. I believe that people thought this was a fake set, but I have actually seen somebody got a hold of it, so I guess it's real, I guess? Playmates released this international minifigure set featuring Godzilla, Kong, the Warbat, Hellhawk, Skullcrawler, and Behemoth. This is our only official Behemoth toy ever released. Pretty neat. I think these are really cool. I wish that they were released in the States. I would have definitely grabbed them. Speaking of Playmates, Playmates released a line of Godzilla vs. Kong commercials around the time of Godzilla vs. Kong to promote their toys. I honestly think these ones are much better than the first ones they made. They've still got the same background music, but this one's got like the action announcer voice, you know, like the one that you heard back in the day when you'd watch kids' toys commercials. These trailers were way more entertaining, way more engaging. Still don't have the charm of like a 90s toy commercial, but I'm much more sold on these than I was on the other ones they made. I'm happy that happened because the more kids who want Godzilla vs. Kong toys, the better the movie does. And the better the movie does, the more Godzilla we will get. Godzilla Dominion and Kingdom Kong had a trailer. They also announced the children's books here in the trailer too, but I think it's really cute. I've read Godzilla Dominion. I didn't love it. Kingdom Kong I haven't read, but I have high hopes for. I've heard it's pretty good. The children's books I've read, and both of them I thought were pretty fantastic. I've reviewed both of those on the channel, so go check those out. Going through the line, Godzilla Dominion released, so did Kingdom Kong. Then Titan Books released the Godzilla vs. Kong novelization. I think that one's really great. I definitely would recommend going and checking that out. As well as Godzilla vs. Kong One Will Fall, The Art of the Ultimate Battle Royale. This was a pretty good concept art book too. I haven't read all of it yet, but it's pretty fantastic. I do own it. Adam Wingard was doing some fun fan interactions, and one of which he confirmed that the little lizard creature that's kind of Godzilla related in the Hollow Earth that eats that crab, he called it Titanus Doug, kind of in a similar way to how Michael Dougherty called the Muto Barb. So now we have Titanus Doug, which is one of the most popular memes in Godzilla fandom. Mondo x Phantom Cities CRTV did some Godzilla vs. Kong posters. They were $50 each, and there was only 200 copies made. I think they are pretty incredible. I love the way they mix Godzilla's design with Kong's face. I think it's really neat. Boss Logic released a string of artwork as well. He did some footprint photos, which I think they're neat. And then he did some, I thought, really good stuff. So he did some Godzilla and Kong wallpapers, and then a Mechagodzilla wallpaper. The Godzilla and Kong are actually my phone wallpapers. Kong's my lock screen, Godzilla's my home screen, and they have been since at least March of 2021. He also released this poster of Godzilla fighting Kong. Now they do have this featured on an FYE shirt as well. That's a really cool design as well. And then he released a Boss Logic collection, NFT collection, and I can't believe people were stupid enough to buy them. They were incredibly expensive, and I have them as my phone backgrounds for free. You're seeing them here for free. NFTs seem like the silliest idea that humanity has ever come up with, and we came up with the atomic bomb. There's this really amazing like Chinese ancient Godzilla vs. Kong poster. This is one of my favorite posters for Godzilla vs. Kong. I think it has a really cool circular dynamic tying in the Hollow Earth. It's one of my favorites that I've seen. Mechagodzilla had some official posters released ahead of the movie's movie's date. I think these are also really cool. I love the posing for Mechagodzilla on here. I love the one shooting the laser. I actually really love the white one. I think the contrast between Mechagodzilla's silver and red look to the white is really cool. Godzilla vs. Kong was releasing in Beijing. They had a giant Beijing premiere, including a huge display, so this one's really cool. I think I've shown off some of these images in previous videos, but I'll show them off again just in case I haven't. Additionally, the Beijing premiere happened. It was a big success. Lots of people went. Everybody loved it, I'm assuming. Maybe some people didn't love it, but those people are irrelevant. Official Godzilla vs. Kong Chinese artwork was released ahead of the movie's date, so there's just a ton of posters. Godzilla posters, Kong posters. They never really had any of them fighting each other. If a lot of this artwork looks familiar, that's because it is. Fans are very furious that a lot of this artwork was traced, and I don't know if any of the Kong ones. Some of the Kong posing looks very familiar to me. The Kong with the helicopters behind him that's got this very strong Kong Skull Island feel looks very familiar to me. Looks very King Kong Lives to me. Then this one of Kong next to the tank looks very familiar to me as well. Looks very King Kong Lives to me as well. Same with the one of Kong stomping the bridge here. Again, there's something about that looks very familiar. I love the one of Kong next to the temple though. That looks amazing. But yeah, like I said, like a lot of the Godzilla posters have straight up been called out for stealing fan artwork, including Matt Frank, some others. And I actually noticed that the one of them lines up with the Godzilla King of the Monsters ad campaign as well. They just took one of the Godzilla King of the Monsters posters and retooled it. Godzilla vs. Kong had stats revealed, but if you paid attention back in the day, they never really settled the debate on how tall Kong is. Nobody ever gave a consistent answer. It's pretty clear that Godzilla has his height set in stone. They didn't really change it from King of the Monsters. Godzilla stands at 393 feet tall. They still classified him as a protector despite the fact that he goes on a rampage in the movie. I guess he was trying to protect the Earth in his own way, which is what you could say about all good villains. As far as Kong goes though, no. They definitely did not get these right. Kong's range is of Skull Island, so I guess they don't think he's that big of a threat to the world, which is, to be fair, I don't think Kong would ever attack the world unless he was provoked to. But then they list Kong's height as 337 feet. This is the one that I've seen most commonly listed as 337 feet. Kong does not look that much shorter to Godzilla in the movie, so I don't think that's the accurate one. There's other listings, a lot of other listings would list him as 356 feet. This one seems a little more accurate. Again, Kong, depending on the shot in the movie, depending on how Godzilla's hunched, depending on how Kong stands, he tends to look almost the same size, if not a little taller than Godzilla in some moments. So I'm gonna say that in order for him to be able to look a little taller, Godzilla's probably got to be not that much taller than him, so that when he hunches down, Kong can stand at his equal height. So I think the 356 feet, that one makes the most sense to me. They also listed these bios for them. So Kong has the Quake Slam, which I guess is when he pounds the ground, the Fin Breaker, which he never does in the movie, despite the fact that a lot of us, including myself, thought that he very much should have, and the Aerial Axe Slam, which we did see in the movie. These were echoed on the HBO Max charts. There were official HBO Max charts for Godzilla and Kong that were posted. They're in the special features category for Godzilla vs. Kong on HBO Max. For some reason, it still lists his Kong Skull Island height of 100 feet and growing. I don't know why they keep doing that. They did it in the Godzilla vs. Kong intro as well. Adam Wingard addressed that was simply a VFX mistake, that they put that intro together so late in the game that they didn't have time to quadruple check it, and so that slipped under the radar. But again, we have Kong's attacks as Quake Slam, the Fin Breaker, and Aerial Axe Slash. I don't remember him ever using the Quake Slam on Godzilla. Maybe when he pounds him before drop kicking him, and then the Fin Breaker he certainly never does. Meanwhile, Godzilla's stats are pretty consistent amongst all of them, including the Heat Ray, Tail Swipe, and Dorsal Slice. That's another one where it's like, does he exactly dorsal slice Kong? I don't know. I guess when Kong rides his back, maybe. I guess. Finally, Eiza Gonzalez posted one of the most, I think, masterful promotions for Godzilla vs. Kong to ever come out. It's a picture that really shows Godzilla and Kong were lucky that they didn't piss off Maya Simmons enough to make her unleash her ultimate power, growing to be 4,000 feet tall, where she could have easily squashed them both. And that basically does it for this one, guys. This was the most incredible video you've ever seen, and I think as a result, you need to slam that like button, absolutely annihilate it. Click it 3 times so that you unlike it once, and then click make sure you actually do click it a 3rd time so that it likes it for real. You're welcome to click the dislike twice, as long as it registers that you the second one where it turns the dislike off. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe, otherwise your family will have a really awkward dinner. I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. You guys are absolutely the best, genuinely keeping the channel running. So honestly, huge thank you to them. Please consider supporting the Patreon with the link in the description below. You can get access to videos early, access to the Discord community, and more. So please genuinely do consider checking it out. It does go a long way. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time for the next one. Why'd I sing that? I don't know, because I'm D-man out.